Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Class 8, Chapter 5, Conservation of Plant and Animal. We saw in class 7 that Paheli and Bhujo had visited the forest along with a professor. Ahmad and Tipu, they were eager to share their experiences with their classmate. Other children in the class were also eager to share their experiences, as some of them had visited Bharatpur century. Some other had heard about Kaziranga National Park, Lokcho Wildlife Sanctuary, the Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve, and Tiger Reserve, etc. What is the purpose of making national park and wildlife sanctuary and biosphere reserve? Deforestation and its causes. A great variety of plant and animal exist on earth. They are essential for the well-being and survival of mankind. Today, a major threat to survival of these organisms is deforestation. We know that deforestation means clearing of forest and using that land for other purpose. Trees in the forest are cut for some of purpose mentioned below. Posing land for cultivations, building houses and factories, making furniture or using wood as a fuel. Some natural causes of deforestation and forest fire and self-thought. Add more causes of deforestation your list and classify them into natural and man-made. Consequences of deforestation. Paheli and Bujo recall the consequences of deforestation. They remember that deforestation increased the temperatures and pollution's level on the earth. It increased the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Groundwater level also get lowered. They know that deforestation disturbs the balance in nature. They were told by Professor Ahmed that if cutting of trees continue, rainfall and the fertility of the soil will. How does the deforestation reduce rainfall on the one hand and lead to flood on the other? Decrease, moreover, there will be increased changes of natural calamities such as a flood and drought. Recall that plants need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Fewer trees would mean that less carbon dioxide will be used up, resulting in its increased amount in the atmosphere. This will lead the global warming as a carbon dioxide trap. The heat rays reflected by the earth, the increase in temperature one of the earth disturb the water cycle may reduce rainfall. This could cause drought. Deforestation is major causes which lead to the changes in soil properties. Physical properties of the soil get affected by plantation and vegetation. Fewer these trees result in more soil erosion. Removal of the top layer of the soil exposes the lower hard and rocky layers. This soil has less humus and it's less fertile. Gradually, the fertile land gets covered into desert. It is called desertification. Deforestation also lead to the decrease in the water holding capacity of the soil. The movement of water from the soil surface into the ground infiltration rate is reduced, so there are flood. The other properties of the soil like nutrient content, texture, etc. also change because of deforestation. We have studied in class 7 that we get many products from forest. List these products. Will we face shortage of these products if we continue cutting trees? Animal life is also affected by deforestation. How list the point and discuss them in your class. Conservation of forest and wildlife. Having become aware of the effect of deforestation, Paheli and Bujo are worried. They go to Professor Ahmed and ask him how forest and wildlife can be saved. Biosphere is the part of the earth which living organism exist or which support life. Biological diversities or biodiversity refer to the variety of the organism existing on the earth, their interrelationships and the relationship with their environment. Professor Ahmed organized a visit to a biosphere river reserve for Paheli Bhujo and their classmate. He selected a place named Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. He knows that the plant and animals found here are similar to those of the upper Himalayan peak and those belonging to the lower Western Ghat. Professor Ahmed believed that the biodiversity found here is unique. He requested Mahavaji, a forest employee, to guide the children inside the biosphere reserve. He explained that preserving areas of such biological importance makes them a part of national heritage. Mahavaji explained to their children the part from our personal effort and effort of the society government to protect our flora and fauna and their habitat. Protected area called Wildlife Sanctuary, National Park and Biosphere Reserve have been remarked plantation, cultivation, grazing, felling trees, hunting and poaching and prohibited there. Wildlife Sanctuary, areas where the animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat. National Park, areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitat and natural resources. Biospherism, large area of protected land for conservation of wildlife, plant and animal resources and traditional life of the tribal living in the area. Agency also take care of the forest and animals. The government lays down the rules, method and policies to the protect and conserve them. Wildlife sanctuary, national park, biosphere reserve, etc. are protected area for conservation of plant and animals present in the area. Activity 5.3, find out the number of national park, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserve in your district. State and country record in tables. 5.1, show these area in an outline map of your state and India. Biosphere Reserve. Children along with Professor Ahmed and Mahavji enter the Biosphere Reserve area. Mahavji explained that Biosphere Reserve are the area meant for conservation of biodiversity. As you are aware that biodiversity is a variety of plant, animal and microorganism generally found in a in area. The biosphere reserve help to maintain the biodiversity and culture of that area. A biosphere reserve may also contain other protected area in it. The Pachmari Biosphere Reserve consists of national park named Satpura, two wildlife sanctuaries named Bori and Pachmari. These map of Biosphere Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve, Tawa Reserve, Pachmadi Reserve. List the activity 5.4. List the factors disturbing the biodiversity of area. Some of these factors and human activities may disturb the biodiversity. Knowing list these human activities, How can these be checked? Discuss in your class and write bright report in your notebook. Flora and fauna. As the children walk around the biosphere reserve, they appreciated the green wealth of the forest. They are very happy to see tall teaks, trees, and animal inside the forest. Suddenly, Paheli find a rabbit and want to catch it. She started running after it. Professor Ahmed stopped her. He explained the animals are comfortable and happy in their own habitat. We should not disturb them. Mahavji explained that some animal and plant typically belong to the particular area. The plant and animal found in the particular area are termed flora and fauna, respectively to that area. Sal, teak, mango, jamun, silver, fern, arjun, etc. are the flora and chikungunya. Blue bulk, barking deer, cheetah, leopard, wild dog, wolf, etc. are examples of the fauna of the Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. 5.2 Wild dog, cheetah, wolf, leopard, fern and jamun trees. Activity 5.8 Try to identify the flora and fauna of your area and list them. Endemic species. Soon the group of quietly enter the deep forest. Children are surprised to see a very big squirrel. This squirrel has big fluffy tail. They are very curious to know about it. Mahavji tells them that this is known as the giant squirrel and is endemic to this area. Endemic species. What is an endemic species? Are those species of plant and animal which are found exclusive in a particular area. They are not naturally found anywhere else. A particular type of animal or plant may be endemic to a zone, a state, or a country. Maharji saw Saul and wild mango, figure 5.3, as two examples of the wild mango is endemic species. I have heard the some of the endemic species may vanish is true. Endemic flora of Pachmari Biosphere Reserve Basin. Indian giant squirrel 5.3 and find flying squirrel. Endemic fauna of this area. Professor Ahmad explained that the destruction of their habitat, increasing population and introduction of new species may affect the natural habitat of endemic species and endanger their existence. Giant squirrel species is a group of population which are capable of interbreeding. This means that the member of the species can reproduce fertile offspring only with the members of their own species and not with member of other species. Member of species have common characteristics. Activity 5.6 Find out the endemic plant and animals of the region where you live. Wildlife Sanctuary. Soon Paheli sees a board with a Pachmadi Wildlife Sanctuary written on it. Professor Ahmed explained that killing, poaching or capturing animal in journal and is strictly prohibited and punishable by law in all such a place. Wildlife sanctuary like reserve forest provide a protections and suitable living conditions to wild animal. He also tells them that people living in wildlife sanctuaries are allowed to the certain activities such as grazing by their livestock, collecting medicinal plant, firewood, etc. Some of the threatened wild animal life black buck, white-eyed plug, elephant, golden cat, pink-headed duck, gharial marshes, crocodile, python, rhinoceros, etc. are protected and preserved in our wildlife. Sanctuaries, Indian sanctuaries have unique landscape, broad level forest, mountain, forest and bushland in deltas of big rivers. It is a pity that even protected forests are not safe because people living in the neighborhood encroached open them and destroy them. Children are reminded of their visit to the zoo. They recall that zoo are also places where animals receive protections. What is the difference between a zoo and wildlife sanctuaries? Activity 5.7. Visit a nearby zoo. Observe the conditions provided to the animal. Were they suitable for animals? Can animal live in artificial setting instead of their natural habitat? In your opinion, will the animal be comfortable in a zoo or in their natural habitat? What is a national park? On the roadside, there was another board on which was written Satpura National Park. Children are now eager to go there. Mahavji tells them that these reserves are large and uh, sorry, large and diverse enough to protect whole set of ecosystem. They preserve flora, fauna, landscape, and historic object of an area. Satpura National Park is the first reserve forest of India. The finest India teak is found in the forest. There are more than 100 national parks in India. Rock shelters are also found inside the Satpura National Park. These are evidence of a prehistoric human life in this jungle. These given us an idea of life of primitive people. Rock paintings are found in these shelters. A total of 55 rock shelters have been identified in Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve. Figure of animals and mean fighting, hunting, dancing, and playing musical instruments are depicted in these paintings. Many tribal still live in the area. As children move ahead, they see a board with a Satpura Tiger Reserve. Written on it, Mahavji explained that Project Tiger was launched by the government to protect the tiger in the country. The objective of the project was to ensure the survival and maintenance of the tiger population in the country. Are tigers still found in the forest? I hope I can see a tiger. Tiger 5.4 is one of the many species which are slowly disappearing from our forest. But the Satpura Tiger Reserve is unique in the sense that a significant area increase the population of tiger has been seen here. Once upon a time, animal lions, elephant, wild tiger, buffalo 5.5 and Barasingha 5.6 were also found in the Satpura National Park. Animals whose number and dimensions top a level. They might face extinctions are known as the endangered animals. Bozo is a reminder of the dinosaurs which became extinctions a long time ago. Survival of some. Wild buffaloes. Barasingam. Animal has become difficult because of disturbance in their natural habitat. Professor Ahmad tells them that in order to protect plant and animal, strict rules are imposed in all national parks. Humans' activities such as grazing, poaching, hunting, capturing of animals, or collection of firewood, medicinal plant, etc. are not allowed are only big animals facing extinctions. Mahavji tells Paheli that a small animal much more in danger of the becoming extinction than the bigger. Animal at time we kill snakes, frogs, lizards, bats, owls, turtles without realizing their importance in the ecosystem. By killing them, we are harming ourselves. They might be small in size, but their roles in the ecosystem cannot be ignored. They form part of food chains and food webs. An ecosystem is made of all plant and animals and microorganisms in an area, along with non-living components such as the climate, soil, rivers, delta, etc. I wondered if there is any record of all endangered species. Red Data Book. Professor Ahmed explained about Red Data Book to the children. He tells them the Red Data Book is the source book which keeps a record of all the endangered animals and plant. Red Data Book is maintained internationally by an organism. India also maintains Red Data Book for plant animals found in India. Migration. These excursions party them enters deeper into the forest under the guidance of Mahaji. They sit near the Tawa. What would happen if we had no wood? Is there any alternative available to wood? I know that paper is one of the important products we get from forest. I wondered whether there are any alternative available for paper. Reservoir to relax for some time. Paheli observed some of the birds near the rivers. Mahavji tells the children that these are migratory birds. These birds have flown here from other parts of the world. Migratory birds fly to far away areas. Every area during a particular time because of climate changes. They fly for laying eggs as the weather in their natural habitat become very cold and inhospitable. Birds who cover long distance to reach another land are known as migratory bird. Recycling of paper. Professor Ahmed draw attentions of the children to another causes of deforestation. He tells them that it takes 17 full grown trees to make 1 tons of paper. Therefore, we should save paper. Professor Ahmed also tells the paper can be recycled 5 to 7 times for use. If each student have at least one sheet of paper in a day, we can save many trees in air. We should have save, rescue used paper and recycle it. By this, we not only save trees but also save energy and water needed for manufacturing paper. Moreover, the amount of harmful chemical used in paper making will also be reduced. Is there any permanent solution to the problem of deforestation? Reforestation. Professor Ahmed's suggestion that the answer to deforestation is reforestation. Reforestation is restoring of the destroyed forest by planting new trees. The planted trees should generally be of the same species which were found in that forest. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. Reforestation can take place naturally also. If the deforestation area is left undisturbed, it re-establishes itself. In natural reforestation, there is no role of human beings. We have already caused tremendous damage to our forest if we have to retain our green wealth for future generations. Plantation more trees is the only option. Professor Ahmad told them that in India we have the Forest Conservation Act. This act is aimed at a preservation and conservation of natural forest and meeting the basic need of the people living in or near the forest. After some rest, Mahavji asked the children to start heading back to because it is not advisable to stay in the jungle after sunset. On getting back, Professor Ahmed and the children thanked Mahavji for guiding them through the existing of experiences. Word biodiversity, biosphere reserve, deforestation, ecosystem, endangered species, endemic species, extension, fauna, flora, migratory birds, national park, red data book, reorganism, reforestation centuries. What you have learned. Wildlife Sanctuary, National Park, and Biosphere Reserve are names given to the area, meant by for conservation and preservation of the forest and wild animals. Biodiversity refers to the variety of living organisms in a specific area. Plant, animal, or particular area are known as the flora and fauna of that plant area. Endemic species are found only in particular area. Endangered species are those which are facing the danger of extinctions. Red Data Book contains a record of the endangered species. Migration is the phenomena of movement of the species from its own habitat to some other habitat for a particular time period every year for a specific purpose like breeding. We should save, rescue, and recycle paper to save tree, energy, and water. Reforestation is a restoring of destroy forest by planting new trees. Thank you for watching.